Thank you very much. Really nice to be here in Kirkenes. It's a long time I've been here before. Last time I was here in 1972, so it's a high time to be back again. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends of the North, I'm very pleased to be representing Finland at this very important conference, and the more pleasant it is to be representing a southern country, only occasion probably in the world for me. I was last week in Nigeria and Ghana, and there we were really northern, but here we are the southern one. The Arctic region and northern regions remain a top priority for the Finnish government. Finland is an active member of Arctic family, the Nordic family, and also the European family of nations. In Finland, we are doing our best to make full use of our Nordic and European ties and wider international cooperation for the development of the northern regions. All that has been achieved in the Arctic is based on good cooperation. This year we will celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Arctic Council, as was reminded by your foreign minister, and for a very good reason we are doing that. The evolution of this international forum has been remarkable. The United States hands over the chairmanship of the Arctic Council to Finland next year. We are preparing for the chairmanship program for years 2017-2019. And we want it to be a program that will be shared and owned by all the members and permanent participants of the Arctic Council. Arctic cooperation is an issue where a long-term perspective is needed. The Arctic countries share many common interests in the region, and there is enormous scope for cooperation. But it will only succeed if all the Arctic countries commit to work together. The latest achievement is the establishment of the Arctic Coast Guard Forum in October last year. The new forum is valuable for addressing challenges specific to the region, such as search and rescue and the response to oil spills. This is an outstanding example of how an Arctic initiative has been brought to a successful conclusion despite of few differences of opinion along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, the European Union is preparing its third Arctic communication, and we hope the European Union will take bold steps to develop its Arctic policy. The Finnish view is that the European Union should make Arctic policy a priority area in the Union's external relations. The European Union has an important part to play in the Arctic cooperation. It has the resources needed for scientific research in the Arctic. It has the engagement needed to respond to the effects of climate change. The Arctic is not only the ice-covered ocean on top of our maps with no signs of human activity. The Arctic policy of the European Union should emphasize the activities in the Arctic areas where the EU citizens live, for example, in northern Finland and northern Sweden. The EU should therefore contribute to infrastructure projects within transport and communications networks that are essential for the economic development of the whole region. Finland has for a long time been active in Arctic cooperation aimed at safeguarding the fragile Arctic environment and improving the living conditions of the northern and Arctic communities. In the course of the past 2 decades, the effects of global warming have made those efforts more urgent. This is recognized by all the Arctic countries. Global warming will provide the general framework for all our activities in the foreseeable future. Adaptation to changing conditions of the northern regions is of necessity. Northern and Arctic communities must become more resilient. Traditional sources of livelihood should be complemented with new ones. New skills in the digital age require education and training. All in all, many efforts are needed to guarantee a living for the coming generations in the north. At the same time, the economic landscape is constantly changing, and this creates new business opportunities which should not be missed. The Arctic Ocean's ice cover will retreat further, opening up northern sea routes. Shipping in the Arctic is increasing. Enterprises seek new markets. The demand for expertise to operate in cold climate is growing. Now we must seize the opportunity to build the future Arctic economy in a sustainable way. It is vital to seek and use state-of-the-art technology for the demanding Arctic conditions. This requires caution as well as continuous testing and training. We need also to have consensus among partners that we all keep to the high standards in order to avoid environmental catastrophes in the Arctic region. Innovations and commercial applications for Arctic conditions are under constant development. However, more investments like in the communication networks and services are essential for the development of our region. More joined-up actions are needed across the borders. When we are exploring our common goods beyond national jurisdictions, we need to make an extra effort to work together. This shows that when we take our responsibility for the whole region seriously. In the Arctic cooperation, one particular dimension is the representation of the indigenous people in the Arctic Council. It is also a key for its success. We all need to listen carefully to the messages from the people living in the Arctic and who have lived here a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, Finland, Sweden and Norway have several new possibilities to increase their cooperation, as was pointed out in the study Growth from the North published a year ago. The report proposes useful instruments for closer cooperation between Finland, Sweden and Norway. Our governments requested the report. Now we need to put the proposals of this report into action to make the North even more vibrant region for businesses, local administration and anybody interested in developing Northern Scandinavia. In Finland, we have a good opportunity to take stock of the report proposals when updating our Arctic strategy next year. When developing cooperation in the northernmost areas of Norway, Sweden and Finland, we should think out of the box. We are already off to a good start. Take the cross-border tourism marketing projects as an example. Visit Arctic Europe strengthens our competitiveness and visibility globally. This is a great example of the new kind of cooperation we would like to see more. Nordic business support helps to build bridges between companies. It assists companies in finding new partners and market access across borders in Finland, Sweden and Norway. This creates better opportunities for all of us. This initiative follows closely the spirit of the Growth from the North report. Questions related to transport and infrastructure are of great interest and sometimes even source of excitement. These questions will be discussed between the Nordic ministers of transport in Finnish Lapland in February. Here I would like to give a special mention to Arctic testing ecosystem for intelligent transport and automatic driving, Aurora, which is being built in Finnish Lapland. Its goal is to create a world-class Arctic testing area for intelligent transport, which will provide business opportunities for Finnish, Nordic and international companies. Last week, our government decided to give more money to improve the infrastructure, not the road to Kirkenes, but the road to Tromsø from Oulu, Kemi, Tromsø, and I think that was a high time. Hopefully we get the road also improved to this direction. I took the car from Ivalo to Kirkenes this morning, and it was quite a ride, but it could have been a bit better. We should also move faster to facilitate workforce mobility and cooperation in education by dismantling some artificial obstacles that don't belong to this day. Getting rid of border obstacles is a concrete objective during the Finnish presidency of the Nordic Council of Ministers this year. The potential of the Arctic has been widely discussed. In his report, Finland's former Prime Minister Paavo Lipponen looked into Arctic opportunities from a Finnish point of view. He came very much to the same recommendations as the Growth from the North report by 3 Nordic countries together. Many of the themes mentioned above have also been discussed within the bilateral Arctic partnership between Finland and Norway. This partnership has so far focused on cooperation in traffic and logistics, and in particular developing the northern infrastructure. Other important themes of a bilateral partnership are promoting mobility, both regarding education, research and workforce. We already have channels for cooperation in these issues, but they should be further developed and coordinated. Ladies and gentlemen, let me end by putting out some facts about Finnish know-how in the Arctic issues. Around 1/4 of Finnish territory is above Arctic Circle, a little less than here in Norway. Nearly 1 in 4 of the global population living north of the 60th parallel are Finns. The Finnish society and people are well prepared for Arctic conditions, where snow chaos frequently closes European airports in winter. Airports in Finland and other infrastructure is functioning, and we don't really see a difference. We have state-of-the-art technology in overcoming these challenges in the north when it comes to energy, clean tech, energy efficiency. We have Arctic know-how in sectors such as shipping, marine technology, mining industry, transport and meteorology. There would be a lot of good opportunities to work with these things together with Norway. We are known for our expertise in maritime infrastructure and ports, offshore production platforms, shore-to-ship systems and solutions. Also for hydro, tidal and industrial energy solutions. Finland is the only country in the world where all the ports are frozen during every winter. It means that we have to keep our sea routes open, and that's the reason why 60% of all world's icebreakers have been built in Finland. Many of them are serving in other countries as well, like in Sweden and in Russia. Dear friends, cooperation is the key to developing the northern regions on the global, regional, bilateral as well as on local level. The Kirkeneskonferensen offers an excellent opportunity for creating contacts, building new partnerships and exchanging views on how to develop the northern regions. I'm looking forward to many interesting discussions on how to take cooperation in the north to new levels during these 2 days. We are better off working together. This is why we value cooperation with our neighbors so much. Thank you very much.